So how do we make a lot of money in the market this week trading the Euro USD? Well, let me show you how trading my weekly to 1 hour pullback strategy will help you do just that. Now, once I gain a bias in terms of direction, I think a particular pair is going to move for that week, then I like to go over and check on sites such as TradingView or investing.com just to see if other traders share my same view in the pair in terms of which direction the pair is going to move for the week. For this week, I think the Euro USD is going to give us a nice move to the downside after a pullback in the price. So let's take a look at what the other technical traders are saying about the pair on, let's go to investing.com and also see what other traders are saying about this pair. So if we go on investing.com, and keep in mind guys, I'm only interested in the technicals, okay? I'm a purely technical trader. Because I trade larger time frames, I don't really pay attention to fundamentals as much. I do kind of stay out of the market when the big news events about to take place, but other than that, I really don't pay attention to the fundamentals. I trade purely technicals. But as you can see on investing.com, for the Euro USD, you can see even on the 1 hour, we're looking at a strong sell bias. On the 5 hour, there's a strong sell bias, as well as the daily and the weekly. So the strong sell bias is kind of in line, well, it's directly in line on how I feel about the pair and where the pair is going to end up for the week. So let's take a look at, the analysis of the pair and where I think we can actually begin to look at some potential trades for this pair to pull a lot of pips out of the market on the Euro USD this week. Now, the first thing you want to notice about the Euro USD, this analysis of this pair, is that we always start off on the weekly time frame. Okay, we use the weekly time frame, then we go down to the daily, the 4 hour, and then we look for our trade setups either on the 4 hour or the 1 hour. But we always start off on the weekly and do a top-down approach. Okay, so on the weekly time frame, you'll see that we're in an overall downtrend of the market. So let's go ahead and put that trend line in. Okay, we're in a downtrend of the market. We can see price on last week, it broke the trend line for the current uptrend that it was in. So we were in an uptrend, but as you can see on last week, we had an indecision candle right here, and this trend line was broken as this week begins. All right, you see it right here. Let me blow it up just a little bit for you guys. Yeah. So this upward move was broken with this candle right here. And now we start off this week going down. Alrighty. So again, the overall bias of the market is in a downtrend. We were in a smaller up move in a major downtrend. So essentially we was experiencing a pullback. We experienced a pullback for 1, 2, 3, 4, 4.5 weeks pullback, and then price broke that trend line to begin to start moving back in the direction of the overall trend, which is to the downside. All right, let's go over to the daily time frame. Okay, and again, essentially on the daily time frame, what you want to see, guys, you want to see the same thing on the daily to confirm what you've already gained your bias or what you saw on the weekly time frame. So again, you will see price was going up right here. Okay, essentially you broke the trend line, and now you're headed on your way back down. Okay, so this would be downtrending momentum back to the downside. Okay, in line with the overall trend of the market. Remember, the overall trend was down of the market. All right, so let's go to the 4 hour time frame to see where we could potentially take a trade. Let's see how the 4 hour is setting up. All right, now in order to remember, we're trading the momentum of the market in this strategy. So in order for us to actually join into this momentum move, we essentially need a pullback in price. Okay, because we feel or we believe that price is going to at least go down to this level right here. All right, let's see how many pips this is from where price is now. This is 100, let's call it 135 pips. Okay, all right, so to actually join into the move, to get our stop loss behind here, we did a better trade. We don't want to trade at the bottom right here. We want to wait on a pullback, either to the 36 period moving average or the 200 period moving average. Okay. We also see that it looks like these moving averages are about to cross. So that's a good sign. If these moving averages cross, that tells us that, you know, that's a technical indication that price wants to move to the downside. But again, we're waiting on a pullback of price right here, so we can tuck our stop loss behind the previous week's high here and trade all the way back down to here for close to 200 pips. Okay, so that's the ideal move. That's the ideal move, the ideal trade for us for this week. Not saying this is how it's going to play out, but we want to give ourselves the best probability of this playing out. Okay, let's hop over to the 1 hour time frame and take a look and see what that looks like also. Let's get rid of some of this. Let's get rid of this line here. Let's keep our trend line here that broke. Let's hop over to the 1 hour time frame. All right. Now, as you can see on the 1 hour, we broke another level. This 3-month level of support. This 3-month level of support, we broke it. So what we would like to see is price to even come back either here to put us into the trade to the downside, or which would be better is we came back to the 200 period moving average. 200 period moving average. So we can either tuck our stop loss behind here or behind here for a better trade. So that's what we essentially have to wait for to see what type of trade it's going to give us. All right. If we tuck our stop loss behind here, this would be essentially 100 pip stop loss to make about 150 pips in profit. Or if we tuck our stop loss behind this level of resistance, that's about a 33 pip stop loss. That's a little close for me because remember, we're planning on being in this trade maybe a few days, 3 days to a week. So a 30 pip stop loss is really not that big of a stop loss. I like to give my trades a little bit more room than that. But if we were to take the stop loss behind here, 35 pip stop loss, you know, to essentially get 150 or make 150 pips worth of profit. Okay. Alrighty. So I also want to show you guys something else. Why do I feel price is going to give us a bounce right here? Why do I feel that we're at a location where price may give us a bounce or pull back to the upside, either here or here? Well, let me share something with you guys. This is the reason why I analyze my trades from the weekly time frame down, and I'm always looking for levels of support and resistance, whether they're major or minor. I look for levels of support and resistance. If you look on this 1 hour time frame, you'll notice that these candles right here, as they approach this level here, they started getting a lot smaller. Like they lost momentum. They were losing momentum right at this level right here, right? You will also notice on your oscillators, price is starting to pull back. Okay. If you ever saw my 4 hour video, weekly to the 4 hour video, you would know that. Let me go to the 4 hour time frame. Let me show you guys something. You always hear me say, in order to create sellers in the market, if the market wants to sell off, it first has to create buyers, right? So essentially the market has to get bought up. It has to pull back in order for the market to continue down. In order to have someone to sell to, you have to have someone that's willing to buy. In order to have someone that wants to buy into the market, then you have to drop price low enough on a sell that they're willing to buy it, right? So in order to create sellers, the market first has to create buyers. In order for the market to sell off, I should say, the market first has to create buyers. Now, the question is, why do I feel price is going to have a bounce in this area? I'll show you guys something. I'm going to put a trend line right there, a horizontal line right there, I should say. And this is why I always start my analysis on the weekly time frame. Go back to the weekly. Let me blow this up a little bit. It's what you may have missed. If you go to the weekly, here is that horizontal line that I put in right here. So essentially this would be support. But if you look here, you can come back and say this was support also. This was support also. This line was support also. Support, resistance, support. Went through support. I'm sorry. Came through resistance here. Came through support. Support turned to resistance. It pulled off. Support. Support. Resistance. Resistance. So if you go to the weekly time frame, you would notice that this, where we are right now, on the 1 hour, where price is located right now, is actually a support level. It's a support level that you will probably only notice if you were on the weekly or the daily time frame. So yes, I feel as if price may pull back into this level, or even better, it may pull back into this, a higher level around here, around this level here, because we know support and resistance is an area, it's not a straight line, right? So we feel price may pull back either here, around this area, or maybe a little bit higher around this area, okay? But whatever it does, I feel if price is going to give us a nice pullback this week, so we can trade this price all the way back down. Let me go to the 4 hour, because the 4 hour shows the daily pull back into here, so we can trade price all the way back down to this daily support level. All right, and if price does that, then we would make a lot of money, or essentially a lot of pips, trading the Euro USD this week. So guys, that's my analysis on the Euro USD. Don't forget to like the video, share the video, and subscribe to the page. Alrighty, happy trading this week, guys. Make a lot of pips, make a lot of money. I will see you guys in the next video. Have a good night.